Kabuto falls prey to one of the most devastating of Uchiha techniques. Find out what happens in my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 337. Does anybody remember how simple the Sharingan was at the beginning of the Naruto series? It started out as just a cool eye ability that you could use to copy other people's special moves, but it's evolved greatly since then. We've had a lot of really crazy genjutsu moves, the ability to summon the giant Susanoo, and not only that, we have frickin' meteorites coming out of the sky, not to mention Izanagi, which was used by Danzo. Now we have the Izanami, which is the ultimate counterpoint to that, and it's another incredibly powerful technique that is used by Itachi this week, and I love the way it's implemented, and I love how there's a lot of little visual cues to show you how it works. Kabuto pretty much got rocked this week. That's not to say that he didn't have any cool things to do. In fact, Kabuto uses a lot of really freaky new moves this week, a lot of which involve the Sound 5. And this is awesome because even though we had a filler with him months ago, and even though Kimimaro is still technically destroying samurai left and right, we get to see them in action a little bit more, and it's sort of nostalgic. I like the fact that he uses Jirobu to destroy the ground so he can escape from the Amaterasu flames, and he uses every single member in a really cool way. He uses Sakan and Ukon, he uses Kimimaro to summon the bones from the ground. One thing that I thought was really cool is when he had Kimimaro transform one of his bones into a flute, and he gave that to the Tayuya clone that came out of him, and she was able to use her genjutsu abilities. This is all capped off by Kabuto revealing that he has Orochimaru's remains inside of him, and you get to see it's that giant snake form that looks really freaky, and he's able to use that to go around the cave and try to attack him, but the Uchiha brothers are able to use their Susanus to literally, like, tear him up. But I love the scene where Itachi actually grabs the snake, and then all of a sudden, Kabuto just explodes out of his mouth and starts to, like, cut him in half. But this is when we finally get to the Izanami portion of this episode, which is really awesome. You get to see, they sort of do a repeat of the scene where Kabuto's on the ceiling and he stabs through Itachi, and you can actually see when Izanami is activated because one of Itachi's eyes suddenly disappears and it's gone forever. This is when the endless loop of suckery begins. This is when the endless loop of suckery begins. This is when the endless loop of suckery begins. The hell was that? As the scene goes on, you get to see that everything keeps repeating itself. Kabuto tries to attack, Itachi turns into crows, he backs up, he steps on a feather, he gets his horn cut off, it all just sort of keeps repeating itself endlessly over and over and over. He is stuck in sort of this endless mind loop. He's pretty much screwed at this point, and I'm sure they're going to explain Izanami and Izanagi a lot more in next week's episode, but still, this one was really exciting. We also got to get into the head of Kabuto a little bit more about the fact that he's incredibly resentful, that he can't really be his own person, and they try to use this flashback of Sasuke to sort of equate sort of the situation that's going on. Like when Sasuke was younger, we get to see the scene again where Itachi is training using his shuriken, and we get to see the moment where Sasuke wants to get a little bit of acceptance from his father, but even when he gets praised, it's still just comparing him to Itachi, you know? It's kind of the same thing. Sasuke wants to be his own person, Kabuto wants to be his own person, and this is all going to be tied into Izanami, which is all about acceptance. But all in all, this was a pretty good episode. All of the atmosphere was there. All of the music cues was good. If I only had one complaint, it would be actually that flashback that was in the middle with Sasuke and Itachi. And the only reason I'm complaining about it is because we have seen this many, many times. Although they were able to relate it to what's going on, so I can't really complain too much. And I kind of wish they could have added a little bit more to the story. I really don't think we need to see Naruto singing about all the Bijou and their names for like the umpteenth time. I get it, it's cute and kind of funny, but you know what? Let's move the story along a little bit more. But otherwise, this was a good episode. It wasn't perfect, like I said. There were some parts that were a little slow, and that one flashback, frankly, I don't think they needed to show the entire thing. But for the most part, I liked this episode, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I just thought it was really good, and it's kind of crazy just to see that this battle has ended so abruptly. And like I said, there's just a lot of little visual cues in this episode that I think are really clever and make this episode very fun. And of course, it's still just kind of surreal and awesome to see Sasuke and Itachi teaming up with each other. It's just really awesome. So 9 out of 10, check it out. Fun episode, guys. So how did you guys feel about this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Were you shocked by the reveal of Izanami? Did you have any favorite moments? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember guys, before you leave, hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up, it really helps us out a lot. And you can check out some of the other reviews that we are releasing, it truly does help out our page in ways I cannot explain. So, I will see you guys next time. Super Kami Guru 9000, out. This is when the endless loop of suckery begins.